mynews.studio.
In Kerala's rainforest, there's a group of women quietly building what some are calling a living Noah's Ark. But can their approach to biodiversity really make a difference on a global scale?
Today's date is July 4th, 2025. Let's dig into this. So, in Kerala, India, there's this patch of rainforest that used to be under threat. Now, it's become a sanctuary, home to some of the rarest plants on the planet. What's actually different about what they're doing there?
Well, the project is run entirely by women, but they're not just tending a garden. They're restoring native orchids, ferns, succulents, even carnivorous plants. Their approach is often called a modern-day Noah's Ark.
A Noah's Ark, meaning they're not focusing on just one species, right?
Exactly. Instead of monocultures, they cultivate a huge range of native plants. They start with seeds, and the goal isn't just to grow seedlings. It's to bring back a mature rainforest canopy. But how do they figure out what will thrive?
So is it mostly trial and error, or do they have a method?
It's a mix. They rely on traditional ecological knowledge, passed down over generations, and also draw on modern science. They watch which plants do well, track the seasons, pay close attention to the tiny variations in climate within the forest. That's how they decide which plants to focus on, when to move them, and how to mimic what happens naturally. But why is this kind of local knowledge so important?
Because local knowledge keeps conservation practical and directly tied to the people living there. It's not just about the plants, it's about the entire community. The women at the Gurukula Botanical Sanctuary make a point of teaching and involving locals, so the work extends beyond the sanctuary itself. But is this approach unique to Kerala, or could it work elsewhere?
The principles they use, emphasizing diversity, involving the community, and careful observation are adaptable. Any place facing biodiversity loss could learn from this. The important part is blending local expertise with scientific tools and giving priority to native plants, not just introducing new ones. But there must be challenges, right?
Absolutely. Funding is always an issue, but there's also resistance from the community, especially in a region where men have traditionally been in charge. How have the women at the sanctuary dealt with that?
By creating steady jobs and offering leadership roles, they'd shifted the balance. The women earn their own income, gain confidence, and have a bigger say in local decisions. That change encourages more people to support conservation. But is there any evidence that this empowerment is making a difference?
There is. The women's social and economic standing has improved, and their involvement has brought in others from the community. It creates a ripple effect. Success leads to more participation. But they're not working alone. Who are their main partners in this?
They work closely with local communities, partner with groups like Rainforest Concern, and collaborate with scientific organizations. These partnerships bring technical help, funding, and support for research and education. So, if someone wanted to start a project like this elsewhere, what should they keep in mind?
First, build trust within the community. Show what you can achieve and look for partners who share your goals. Grassroots projects grow when there's local credibility and working together. Why should people outside Kerala care about this story?
Because biodiversity loss isn't just a local issue, it's global. What's happening in Kerala shows that it's possible to make a real impact even without huge resources. It comes down to using local knowledge, encouraging participation, and focusing on a range of species.
So to wrap up, grassroots conservation, especially when led by women, has powerful results and potential to scale. The Kerala Sanctuary proves it can be done. Do you think this approach could become the norm?
That's the question for communities everywhere. Thanks for joining us. This episode comes from mynews.studio. Give it a try for free.